I thought I'd give some testimony of what Jesus has done in my life and God's done in my life. It's such an impact to have Jesus in your life and God, your Father, just lay your life out before you and give you that rest from worry and concern of this life. Going back 40 years, or more than that, 60 years, I was born to a non-Christian home. I lived in Glasgow in Scotland. Our family wasn't Christian, wasn't very religious at all. We talked about the things of God, but nobody ever really had any commitment. I think my mum and my grandmother went to the Methodist church in probably the 40s, but I think there was some sort of issue and that kind of fell away. So there is a little bit of Christian hereditary there, but nothing of any great note, I would say. However, I was sent to Sunday school when I was a young boy, probably before I was 4, 5, 6 years old, something like that. I was a neighbour who took me to Sunday school, and that was done every week until I can't remember what age I was, 8, 9, maybe that kind of age. And I remember, in a sense, falling in love with Christ at that stage, and I remember seeing him in a way on the platform. I can look back and think I can remember seeing him. I know that might sound strange, but that has left an impact, certainly in my spirit and my soul. My life is okay, but there were still things in my life that weren't right. Things that happened to me weren't right. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. I am not going to give any details about that because it's, in a sense, it's irrelevant. It's what Jesus has made the difference in. I went to school, did okay. I went into a relationship and when I was 17, 18, which ended up being very difficult, very painful. And it was really through that and the other things that affected my life that drew me and to Christ and pushed me to that point where on the 21st of September 1980, on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, I saw the face of Christ on the pages of the Bible in the second book of Revelation. And whilst I didn't understand or know what being born again meant, Christ came into my life at that point. And my life up to then was so dark and hopeless, I just didn't see any point in living. I remember the next day, because it happened about 3 o'clock in the morning. The next day when I woke up, I opened the curtains and I could not believe my eyes, because it looked as if somebody had come round and painted everything bright again. Blues were bright, whites were bright, greens were bright. There was just a different living colour there, and you hear that so often said when Jesus comes into your life. I went on from there and met a lady who's now my wife, Sheila. We got married. I backslid, I have to say, until about 1992-ish. I went to a men's camp run by the Businessman's Fellowship. I heard a man talk there about people who wear masks, saying they were Christians but not really Christians, and I knew that was me. I put my hand up to go forward for prayer, and something happened that absolutely revolutionised my Christian life. I was baptised in the power of baptised in the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit came on me, came in me, and changed my life. I went flat on my back, and the person that came up is the person you're looking at just now, who believes in God and relies on God and knows God for himself. God has been very faithful. My wife gets saved, my children all get saved. We now live here in, as I said, Greenock. But all throughout, even the trouble we have at the minute, he is not only faithful, but if you can put away your thoughts and your concerns to him, he is the good shepherd. He does lead you into those paths of righteousness. He leads you to the still waters. He makes you to lie down in green pastures. He gives you the peace. He gives you the satisfaction. He gives you the wholeness of your life. That all these things that happen just now are as nothing. We can rest in Him and rest in His breast and feel His heartbeat and know His love and His contentment and His plan. I would ask you to click on the link for salvation and ask Him into your heart for whatever you're facing. He with you, and He can overcome it and will overcome it. Maybe not way you think would be best, but certainly is the best way that He knows for you. Bless you, and may all be well.